Okay, so welcome yogis. Hello, my name is Jason Gorenstein, and this is our vinyasa flow all levels practice. So I hope that you're having a wonderful Wednesday, June the 10th, 2020. This is not 9 a.m. This is not 9:15 a.m. It's actually 9 a.m. to 9:55 a.m. So my apologies for the non-update there, but here we are. We're back at our usual. So let's begin our practice today. We're going to begin in our child's pose. So you're going to begin with the head releasing down towards the mat. The eyes are going to be closed. The breath is long and slow. Take the arms behind the back this time. Let the arms come along sides of the body and release the head on down. So we're going to take that version of downward facing dog to start. This is Yoga with Jason G. Whether you're finding me on YouTube or Facebook, all live streaming on Facebook. So on YouTube, I just upload the videos, but on Facebook, if you want live, please come over to my Facebook page, at Yoga with Jason G. So let's begin here. We're going to start in our child's pose. And as you begin, just close your eyes and allow your breath to be long and slow here. So child's pose, let your arms come along back behind you and release the head on down. And just continue to breathe here. In and out through the nose. So we take child's pose in order for us to connect with our body, our breath, and our mind. Maybe breathing into the back body here. Filling the ribs, filling the chest. And breathing out, just releasing here. Take the hands forward of the chest. Take the arms all the way forward. Extend through the fingers here. Just lengthen through the palms. That's it. You'll press down through the fingers. Inhale, peel up the chest. Find your way into tabletop pose. We're going to take a few rounds of cat and cow pose here. So as you inhale, peel up the chest and the heart. And as you exhale, rounding through the spine. Inhale, peeling up through the chest and the heart. Exhale, rounding through the spine. Once again, inhale, peeling up through the chest and the heart. Exhale, rounding through the spine. Good. So spread the fingers wide apart. I'd recommend turning the fingers out just slightly. Inhale, lengthening the right leg back. So as you lengthen through the right leg, press through the fingers here. Wrap the outer arms in. Feel the forearms drawing forward as the shoulder blades draw down the spine. Breathe here as you hug in the belly. Good. As you exhale, let the left leg drift on back. So press through the left heel. Feel the left thigh lifting towards the ceiling. Feel the left buttocks lengthening towards the left heel. And continue to let both shoulders draw on back. Good. You'll release the left knee down. Inhale, float the right leg up. So this time, you're going to lift the right leg up and continue to lengthen here. So the right buttocks is still moving towards the right heel. You're pressing through the fingers here and you're lifting through the chest. Outer arms wrap in. Shoulder blades move back. Chest draws forward. As you exhale, lower the right knee down. Inhale, float the left leg up. So again, here we're using our core strength. You spread the fingers wide apart. See that those outer arms continue to wrap in. See that the forearms continue to move forward. Allow for the shin to press down, right calf to press down as you lengthen through both sides of the chest. Exhale, lowering that leg down. Good. Take the knees a little bit wider apart. Press through the balls of the feet. Inhale. Find your way into downward facing dog pose. So as you take downward facing dog pose, begin to see that the fingers are pressing down and the fingers are lengthening towards the front of the mat. Continue to see that the toes are pressing down and that the heels are lengthening to the back of the mat. Feel your shins drawing back as the forearms draw forward. Feel your outer arms pressing away as your inner thighs press away as well. So your inner arms are lengthening to the front of the mat. Your inner legs are lengthening to the back of the mat. That's it. And then from here, we'll shift forward into plank pose, the top of a push-up. We'll be here for a moment. Just see that the hands are pressing down. See that the belly's drawing in. See that the thighs are lengthening back. Exhale, finding our way back into downward facing dog pose. Good. Once again, we shift forward into plank pose. All right. So keep lengthening those heels back. Keep pressing down through those fingers. Keep hugging the belly in. Lower the knees down. Lower the chest all the way down to the mat. Inhale, peel up the heart, chest, and sternum. Hug the elbows in. Walk the fingers back so that the shoulders are moving down the spine. Lengthen through the center chest here. And as you press through the fingers, exhale, lifting the chest up, pressing the thighs back. Downward facing dog pose. Downward facing dog pose, float the right leg up. So again here, as we float the right leg up, we're lifting through the right inner leg. Spread the fingers wide apart. Continue to lengthen the fingers towards the front of the mat as you allow the left outer hip to draw back towards the left heel. Now flex that right foot here, bend the right knee, and just draw the right hip to open for a moment. Then draw the right knee back to center and extend that right leg forward. Good. Come high up onto the ball of your left foot. Draw the right knee into the chest and step your right foot in between the hands as you release the left knee down. Inhale, float the arms up towards the ceiling as you take yourself into lunge pose. So press down through the top of your left foot. Press down through your left calf. Left calf presses down, left thigh draws back. So you're continuing to engage that left leg. The left arm is lengthening up. And with the right leg, you're still hugging that right thigh in and pressing the right thigh back. As you exhale here, glide both hands down to the mat. Walk the right heel forward. Come up onto the heel of the foot and release the head on down. This is called ardha, hanamanasana pose or half lunge pose. Just breathe here. A few breaths. So as you breathe in lunge pose, continue to walk the fingers forward. Maybe as the right hip draws back, the left side of the chest can draw towards the right foot here. Breathe. And then eventually you'll bring that right knee back to a bent position. Hands come down to the mat. Step the right leg back. Downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, float the left leg up. Again, the right hip draws back. The left knee bends. The left hip opens up. So we open up that hip to start. Then we draw the knee back to center. We lengthen through the left leg. Come high up onto the ball of your right foot. So you're really up high under the toes of that foot. Draw the left knee into the chest. Step the left foot in between the hands. Release the right knee down. Untuck those toes. Press the right foot down. Press the right calf down. Press the right thigh back. Inhale. Float both arms up. So as you press down through the foot, through the calf, through the thigh. Keep lengthening through those fingers. Keep lifting up. Good, and as you exhale here, glide both hands down to the mat. Walk the left toes forward. Come up onto the heel of the foot. And then begin to walk the hands forward as you release the head on down. Breathe here. Keep drawing that left hip back. Keep drawing that right hip forward. Nice. And then from here, you'll bring a bend into that knee once again. You'll step back through the left leg. You'll come back into downward facing dog. Shift forward into plank pose. Good. Plank pose, you can lower the knees down. Bend the elbows halfway, chaturanga. Lower all the way down. Again, walk the hands back. See that the thumbs are hugging against the side ribs. Draw the elbows in. Begin to peel the chest on up. Press through the tops of the fingers. Let the fingers move forward as you seal the fingers down to the mat. Press through the tops of the feet here as you float the legs up. That's it. As you exhale, find your way back into downward facing dog pose. Adho Mukha Shavasana, downward facing dog pose. Begin to walk the feet forward towards the hands. Inhale, lengthening through the chest, heart, and sternum here. As you exhale, hinge at the hips. Fold all the way forward. Take the hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers here. Pull the fingers up towards the ceiling. Wrap the outer arms in. See that the weight travels from the inner foot to the outer foot here as the shoulder blades move into the center chest. Good. And then from here, release the hands down to the low back. Re-interlace the fingers the opposite way. Once again, begin to lengthen the fingers up towards the ceiling. So here, you're pressing down through the four corners of the foot. You're feeling the calves moving towards the shins. You're feeling the thighs moving towards the hamstrings. Good. Release the chest down. Once again, inhale, lift the chest up. This time, come up to standing. Lengthen the fingers up towards the ceiling. Urdhva Hastasana, arms extended. As you exhale, take the hands down and release the arms to the sides. So we're going to begin to move through Surya C series, following me. We're going to start with an Utkatasana. So let the knees come together, let the feet come together. Inhale, float the arms up, Utkatasana, chair pose. As you exhale, hinge at the hips and fold all the way forward. Inhale, lengthening through the chest. Plant the hands down to the mat. Step the left leg back. Release the left knee down. Again, as you press the left top of the foot down, left calf down, left thigh back, continue to press down through the right foot as you lengthen the arms up towards the ceiling. As you exhale here, the hands plant down to the mat. Step the right leg back into plank. Shift forward. Now, if you'd like, you can lower down halfway instead of all the way. Chaturanga. Inhale, peeling up the chest for Urdhva Mukha Shavasana. Exhale, pressing back those hips for Adho Mukha Shavasana, downward facing dog. And instead of floating the left leg up, you can just step the left foot in between the hands here. Release the right knee down. Once again, pressing down through right foot, right calf, right thigh. So everything's pressing back on the right leg. Inhale, float the arms up as you stamp down through the left ball of the foot, left heel. Keep lifting those arms up. As you exhale, hands come forward. Step the right leg forward to meet at the hands. Inhale, lengthening the chest. Exhale, folding. Bend the knees. Once again, feet can be hips width distance apart. Utkatasana, chair pose. And straighten through those legs as you take the arms to the sides. We're going to keep moving forward. Inhale, floating the arms up. Utkatasana, chair pose. As you exhale, hinge at the hips and fold all the way forward. Inhale, lengthening through the chest, heart and sternum here. Stepping the right leg back, releasing the right knee down. So you're going to press down through the right foot, right calf, right thigh. Inhale, float the arms up. Good. So as you press down through the left heel, left thigh, lift the left toes off the mat. See that the left calf still moves to the left shin. See that the left thigh moves to the left hamstring. And feel both sides of the chest lengthening here. Maybe taking the hands up towards the ceiling as you release the toes down. Maybe bringing the fingers to touch. As you exhale here, release the hands down to the mat. Glide your left leg back to meet the right. Once again, plank pose. You can bring the feet together if you like. Lower down halfway if you'd like. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, we step the right foot forward this time. No need to float the leg up. Once again. Left foot presses down, left calf, left thigh back, buttocks down. And then through the right foot, right heel, right ball of the foot presses down. Inhale, float those arms up. See that the right shin draws back. See that the right thigh draws down. Keep lengthening through both sides of the chest here. Again, as you press down through the right foot, as you press down through the left leg, begin to float the eyes up. Maybe the palms touch here. As you exhale, hands come forward. Step your left leg forward to meet the right. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Maybe walk the feet together as you come into Utkatasana, chair pose. And then straighten through the legs. Come back to standing now. Palms at the front of the mat. So first begin to find your way back to center. See that the feet are pressing down. Four corners of the feet. See that the shins are drawing back. Calves are moving to the shins. Thighs are moving towards the hamstrings. Buttocks is moving down towards the heels. And keep feeling the liftedness in the chest. So we inhale, we float the arms up towards the ceiling. Now Urdhva Hastasana. As you exhale, hinging at the hips, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthening through the chest, Ardha Uttanasana. As you exhale here, walking the feet back, finding your way into plank pose. So plank pose, you can stay here if you'd like, or you can move through vinyasa. Shifting forward, inhale, lifting the chest, exhale, pressing on back. So the feet are hips width distance apart. Again, the calves still move towards the shins, even though we're taking the thighs back towards the back of the room. So that kind of keeps the engagement in the legs here. Good. You'll look in between the hands. You'll walk the feet forward towards the hands. Inhale, lengthening the chest here. As you exhale, hinging and folding. Taking the feet together, bending the knees. Utkatasana chair pose. And straightening through the legs as you take the arms out to the sides. Once again, inhale, floating the arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hinging and folding. Inhale, lengthening through the chest. As you exhale, stepping the feet back, maybe the right foot back, maybe the left foot back, shifting forward into plank. You can stay here. You can go straight to downward facing dog. If you'd like to join us, lowering down halfway, pausing. Inhale, peeling up the chest here. Exhale, pressing those hips back, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog pose. This time we're stepping the right foot in between the hands. So step the right foot forward, spin the left heel down. See that your right knee is lining up with your big toe mound of the foot. Draw the right buttocks and keep pressing the right calf to the right shin as you lift the chest on up. Take the arms out to the sides, Warrior Two pose. So in Warrior Two pose, see that the left heel is turned in slightly. Continue to feel your right knee bending here. You may need to lift the right toes up off the mat. That helps to create more stability in the pose. Extend or elongate through the fingers here. Straighten through the right leg here. Exhale, rebending through that right knee. One more time, straightening through the right leg here. Exhale, rebending through that right knee. Good. Last time, straightening through the right leg. As you bend through that right knee, this time, glide your right hand inside the leg, left arm up towards the ceiling. So keep pressing through that left heel. Keep drawing the right buttocks in as you lengthen the left side of the chest up towards the ceiling. Good. Now take the left fingers, glide them on down towards the floor, and spin the arm up and over the head as you move into extended side angle pose. Keep bending into that right knee. Keep lengthening through the left side of the body here as you breathe. Re-extend the left arm up towards the ceiling. Inhale, Warrior Two pose. Straighten through that leg one more time. As you bend into that knee, release the hands down to the earth. Spin onto the ball of your left foot. Step your right foot back to meet the left. You can stay in plank pose. You can transition straight to downward facing dog. Or if you'd like, join us, Chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Turn the fingers out here, releasing the head down and breathing. Good, downward facing dog pose. This time stepping the left foot in between the hands. Spinning the right heel down. Seeing that the left ball of the foot presses down. Seeing that the left heel stamps down. Allow the right outer foot to press down. Good. So let the left calf move to the left shin as you drive the left thigh back and in. That's it. Take the arms out to the sides. So left knee bends directly over the left foot. The left knee is bent to 90 degrees. The right arm is extending out to the right. The left arm is extending out to the left. Straighten through the left leg. You can already see left knee, left hip, left shin, all in one line. Rebend into that knee. Once again, straightening through that leg. Right hip is turned in. Right outer thigh is spinning in. Exhale, bend into that knee again. Maybe get deeper this time. One more time, straightening through that leg. Once again, bending into that knee. So this time, if you'd like, lifting up through those toes. Keep pressing through the right heel. Keep drawing the left buttocks in. Now soften the toes down to the mat. Hinge at that left hip forward. Extend the right arm up. This is called Parshvikonasana. Hug the left outer hip in. Continue to press the right heel down. Continue to open up the chest. Glide the right fingers down to the mat. Bend more deeply into that left knee as you extend the right arm over the head. Keep lengthening through that right arm. So there is an extension here through the entire right side of the body as you hug the left outer hip in towards the midline. Re-extend that right arm up towards the ceiling. Let it lift you up, Warrior Two pose. Windmill the hands down to the mat. Glide that left leg back, shifting forward into plank. Plank pose, we move through Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Shavasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Shavasana, downward facing dog pose. So again, downward facing dog pose, spread the fingers wide apart here. See that the arms are moving towards the front of the mat. See that the legs are moving towards the back of the mat. That's the simplest action for the pose. Legs draw back, arms draw forward. Hips are up in the air and they're moving towards the legs. Good. Then you'll step the right foot forward in between the hands again. Once again, spin the left heel down. Bend into that right knee. One more time, Warrior Two pose. So Warrior Two pose, as we take the pose again and again, we get deeper into the pose. It's often recommended to lift those right toes up off the mat. The reason for that is because it allows for us to create more strength within the leg. That's it. From here, straighten through the right leg. You're going to see that the right toe, right knee, right hip, right hip, right knee, right shin are all in one line. Then the left hip is turned in slightly here, okay? You begin to press down through the left heel. You begin to glide that right arm forward, glide that right arm forward, glide that right arm forward. Release the right hand down outside of the leg. The right hand is very light here. The left hand is very strong. Even here, you're lifting through the right side of the chest. So as you press through that left heel, the right side of the chest is moving towards the right armpit. Good. Again, you're going to take the left hand. Well, I don't think we did this before. You're going to take the left hand to the left hip, and you're going to bend into that right knee 90 degrees. We did this. Okay. So right knee bends 90 degrees and pause here. So already you're looking forward, and you can lift for a moment just to feel the inner and outer arches of the feet. Release those toes down. Now step your left foot in and bring your right hand forward of the foot 8 to 12 inches. That's it. Now look down at that right hand, right foot, and begin to glide the left leg up as you begin to lift the chest. So spin the left foot down and begin to lift the left side of the chest up. Inhale, float the left arm up towards the ceiling. So as you float the left arm up towards the ceiling, the right hand becomes very light here. Maybe if you want to try to practice flex through your right foot, I know that's pretty challenging to do here. So you can try to lift your right toes up off the mat and just see if you can balance here. That's a really nice way to create more strength in that right leg. Good. You're doing the same to the left leg as well. And then you bend into that right knee. You softly release that right foot on down. Come back in through triangle pose, Trikonasana, triangle pose here. And then inhale, lifting up. Again, you're going to bend deeply into that right knee and be here for a moment. So we take Warrior Two pose as an opportunity, if you will, to really create strength in the body. So even though we're bending into that right knee, we're allowing for the left arm to pull us back. We keep feeling our foundation through our feet. We stabilize ourselves through our legs, so that right thigh is drawing down. The right hip is drawing in. The toes eventually release down towards the mat. Release the hands down to the earth, stepping back through the left leg, shifting forward through plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Shavasana, upward facing dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha Shavasana, downward facing dog. We step the left foot in between the hands. So we spin the right heel down, and before we even lift up, see that the left calf is moving towards the left shin. So when that leg drives forward, the left hip has to draw back. So this part draws forward, this part draws back. Bring the hands to the hips for a moment, and then take the arms out to the sides. So now we're back in Warrior Two pose. We can hold it for a little bit longer. So we begin to see that the right hip turns in. You begin to feel that left knee bending maybe even more deeply as you lift up those left toes, and you just sit into the pose. Buttocks is releasing down towards the mat. Chest is lengthening out towards those fingers. Now we straighten through the left leg. See that the left hip, left knee, left shin, all is in one line. Heel of the foot lines up to the back arch of the foot. It should already be there. And then from here, extend the arms to the sides. Now drive the left hip back. Drive the left hip back. Draw the right hip forward. And begin to release the left hand down outside the leg. The left fingers are very light here. Maybe you lift the toes off the floor as you bend slightly into that left knee. The left knee bends a little bit here as you draw the left hip back. Keep pressing through that right heel. Keep lifting through the right shoulder to the back of the fingers. Keep lifting through the right chest to the right palm. Good. And then from here, look down. You can keep that right arm up this time. Bend into that left knee, 90 degrees. Good. You can lift those toes up off the ground again as you drive the left hip back. Left hip continues to drive back even though we're moving into Ardha Chandrasana. Step the right leg in. Step the left hand out. Pause here. So as you feel ready, shift the weight onto that left hand. Feel the left hip driving back. Feel the right thigh engaged here as you lengthen through the right heel. That's it. Now from here, if you want, you can practice lifting your toes of your left foot off of the mat. Still keep a light bend in that left knee, even though you're lifting those toes up. Good. Maybe look towards the side of the room. Maybe look up towards the ceiling here. Keep lengthening through the chest. Keep lengthening through the back fingers and breathing. And softly releasing that left knee on down. Finding your way back, warrior two pose. Back into triangle pose. Then find your way into warrior two. Bend into that left knee and we hold here. Right arm drives back, left arm drives forward. Keep drawing the hips in opposite directions, sitting deeper into the pose. So lift the toes up off the mat, draw the right hip forward, drive the left hip back, breathe here. And windmill those hands down to the mat. Step your left leg back. Find your way in through a vinyasa here. So shift forward into plank, lowering down halfway. Inhale, peeling up the chest. Exhale, pressing back for downward facing dog pose. Good. Downward facing dog pose, walking the feet forward towards the hands. Looking down in between the hands, breathing here. Maybe beginning to float those feet up off the mat. And then releasing the feet on down. Bring the knees together. Sit down, sit down, sit down. Find your way into chair pose again. And then as you press the shins back, thighs down, straighten the legs, and release the hands down to the sides. Okay. So we're going to move through B series now with crescent pose as our intermediate. So as you feel ready, float the arms up towards the ceiling and find your way into Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, hinging at the hips and folding here. As you inhale, peeling through the chest, heart, and sternum. Good. As you exhale, walk the feet back, find your way into plank. Now you can move through a vinyasa if you'd like, or you can move straight into downward facing dog pose. From downward facing dog pose, we're going to step the right foot in between the hands. Keep the left leg lifted this time. Okay. So see that the right toes are flexed. Maybe lift the right toes up off the mat. Calf draws in towards the shin. Thigh draws back. Good. Keep pressing through the left heel. Left buttocks draws back. Left hip draws forward. Take the hands to the sides of the body. Inhale, raise the arms up towards the ceiling here. Nice. From here, you're going to exhale, place the hands down on the mat. Glide the right leg back and move through a vinyasa. You can always stay in downward facing dog. Plank, chaturanga, upward dog, downward facing dog. So we step the left foot forward in between the hands. Again, the calf draws towards the shin. The thigh draws down towards the floor. Press the right heel back. Buttocks to the heel. Draw the legs in opposite directions here as you float the arms up and above the head. So feel the legs as if they're almost, the left leg is drawing forward, the right leg is drawing back. You're almost in a split leg formation as you reach the arms up towards the ceiling. You can feel both legs driving in opposite directions. And as you feel ready, exhale, gliding the hands down and moving through a vinyasa again. Plank, chaturanga pose. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. I'm breathing here. Good. Adho Mukha Shavasana, walking the feet forward towards the hands. Inhale, lengthening here. As you exhale, hinging and folding. Bending the knees, Utkatasana chair pose, raising the arms up above the head, straightening through those legs as you take the arms down to the sides. One more time. Inhale, floating the arms up, bending the knees, Utkatasana. Exhale, hinging at the hips and folding. Inhale, lengthening through the chest. Taking the hands, walking the feet back, plank pose. Plank pose through chaturanga. Chaturanga through upward dog. Upward dog through downward facing dog here. Downward facing dog, step the left foot in between the hands. Okay? Press the right heel back. Press the left. Bring the left calf towards the left shin here. Left buttocks draws back again. Inhale, float the arms up towards the ceiling. Okay, so this time what we're going to do is we're going to take the hands and we're going to drive the hands behind the back. You're going to interlace the fingers here. Begin to lean the chest forward. Keep pressing that right thigh back. Keep pressing that right thigh back. You can stay here if you want. Elbows drawn towards each other. Lift the arms up towards the ceiling. Wrap the outer arms in and breathe here. So the left shoulder comes inside of the left leg. The left buttocks hugs in. Both heels are pressing down. The right heel is driving down. The left heel is driving down. The belly is hugging in. As you feel ready, inhale, lift the chest on up. Float the arms on up. And as you exhale, take the hands to the sides of the foot. Step the left leg back. Shift forward plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog pose. And downward facing dog pose. We're going to step the right foot in between the hands. Step the foot forward. So before we even move from here, the right calf is moving towards the right shin. The left leg is pressing back. Inhale as the legs drive in opposite directions. Float the arms up towards the ceiling. So you flex through the right foot. Keep lifting those arms up. Keep lifting those arms up. Keep lifting those arms up. That's my clutch. All right, from here, drive forward, drive forward, drive forward. Take the hands behind the back. Keep pressing that left heel down. Keep pressing that right heel down. Right toes can come off the mat if you'd like, and then lower the chest on down. Hands can stay on the back, or if you'd like, bend those elbows, drive the elbows towards the ceiling, maybe raise the arms up towards the ceiling. Collarbones spread wide apart. Feel the belly drawing in. Feel the sternum lengthening forward as the shoulder blades move down the spine. Inhale, lengthening up, raising the arms up. Exhale, driving the hands back down to the mat. Stepping the right leg back, shifting forward plank. Chaturanga, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, vinyasa. Good. So from vinyasa, what we're going to do is we're going to come down onto our knees and we're going to take our legs forward of our chest, just like this. And we're going to begin by hugging the knees into the chest. So you're kind of just hovering here. As you hover, lift the toes up off the mat and see if you can lift the chest up. Shoulder blades move down the spine. Keep lifting up through the chest, heart, and sternum here. Good. Now, as you exhale, begin to take your right hand, place it behind your right leg, press the left foot down, inhale, drive the right thigh in towards the hamstring as you lift that right leg up. See if you can lean back and maybe float the left foot off the floor, even if it's just an inch or two. Exhale, lower that right leg on down. We're going to do the same thing to the left leg. You're going to hold your hands behind the back of the left leg. You're going to draw the knees in towards each other. You're going to lift that left leg on up. Press the left thigh into the left hamstring. Lift the chest. You lean back here as you lift the chest up. Shoulder blades move down the spine. Keep breathing. Maybe lift up through those right toes. Exhale, lower on down. Okay. Now, you could either move back to the right or you could take your hands behind both legs. See if you can lift both legs off the floor. See if you can lift both feet at the same time. Press the thighs into the hamstrings. Keep lifting the chest here and breathing. Hug the belly in. Exhale, lower both feet on down. Good. Now, take the arms forward in front of you. You're going to lean back and you're going to hold here. You're going to draw the right knee into the chest and then you're going to release that right foot down. You're going to draw the left knee into the chest and release the left foot down. Right knee hugs into the chest. Right knee drives down. Left foot into the chest. left foot releases down. So keep alternating here, right and left. That's it. And as you continue to breathe here, lift the chest and heart up. So you're engaging the core muscles. You're lengthening through the chest. So even though the body wants to lean into the low back, see if you can lift up into the top of the chest. That's it. All right. And exhale, hug the knees into the chest here. And breathe. Good. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to come back onto our forward, and we're going to come back into our Uttanasana pose, forward fold. Once again, we're going to bend those knees. Inhale, float the arms up towards the ceiling. We'll take the hands into the center chest, and we'll wrap the right tricep to the left thigh. Lower the hips down to the mat. Inhale, peel the left side of the chest up. And breathe here. So see that the left hip drives back. See that the right hip lifts up. Hug the belly in. So you're not leaning into that right arm. You're lifting up out of that right arm. Good. Come back to center here. Arms extend, and then change sides. So now the left tricep draws into the right thigh crease. Press the fingers together. Spin the chest open and breathe. Good. Back to center again. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, lower the hands all the way down towards the mat. Inhale, lengthening halfway. And one more time, exhale, Utkatasana chair pose. Once again, sink down, sink down, sink down. This time, lower those buttocks all the way down onto the mat and take the legs up. Thighs to parallel, okay? So you can stay here. If you want, you can drive the legs up. Try not to let the chest lean back, though, if you do so. So it's best to just keep the knees parallel if that's going to happen. Exhale. Extend both legs forward as you keep the chest lifted. Drive, the knees back to center. Again, extend the legs forward, so ardha pose. And then inhale, lifting up. Extend the legs forward, so ardha. And inhale, drive the legs up. 3 more times. So continuing to hold here. And then lifting through the chest and the heart. Holding as you lift through, extend those legs. Inhale, lifting. 1 more time. Holding as you come on forward. And crossing the legs. Again, we take the hands forward. We press down through the hands. We walk the feet back. Find our way into downward facing dog pose. From downward facing dog pose, we're going to take the left knee. We're going to drive the left knee into the chest. Take the left knee towards the left elbow. You're going to walk the right foot back and lift the chest on up. This is called Pigeons Pose. Keep lifting the chest up here. Keep breathing. So again, the right foot presses down. The right calf draws down towards the right shin. The right thigh actually lifts up towards the right hamstring here. And eventually you'll release the hand, head, chest all the way down. If the left hip is hiked up, and for most of us it is, what I would consider doing here is placing a blanket underneath that hip or a pillow or some type of cushion. So you can just place that right underneath the hip and release on down. So as you continue to breathe here, feel the breath traveling in towards the back body and towards the side ribs here. Continue to release the head on down as you breathe. So as you breathe here, the left hip is actually drawing back. The right hip is actually drawing forward here. The eyes are closed. The breath is long and slow. This is a very deep forward fold called Pigeons Pose. And then walk the hands back, walk the hands back, walk the hands back. Lift the chest on up. You're going to tuck the right toes underneath, take the left leg on back, and just begin to straighten those legs. So again here as we take downward facing dog pose,
See that the fingers are lengthening to the front of the mat. See that the heels are lengthening to the back of the mat. Feel the arms drawing all the way forward. Feel the legs driving the hips back. So really here, the hips are moving towards the heels, but we're using our palms as this pressing to kind of extend the entire torso or trunk of the body.
You'll take the left knee into the chest here. We're going to drive the other side of the pose. Right knee comes to the right forearm, right foot comes to the left forearm, and then you're going to place a blanket behind the hip if the hip is lifted, if the right hip is lifted up. Walk the hands forward and release the chest on down. So here, the left ball of the foot's pressing down. The left calf is moving towards the left shin, but the left thigh is actually moving towards the left hamstring. So even though the entire leg is releasing down towards the floor, the thigh of the leg is still in a micro counter action. You breathe here. Left side of the chest is revolving towards the right knee. And then from here, you'll begin to press your way on up. Once again, you'll take that right leg, you'll place it on back behind you, and then you will release the head on down here. Good. From here, you let the knees drop onto the floor. You take the hips forward of the chest, and then from here, you hug the knees into the chest as you lie onto your back. We're going to come back into some core work here. So take the hands back behind the head. You're going to begin to float the legs on up, lift the chest on up. Right leg drives forward. Both elbows drift over to the left side of the body. Inhale back to center, right knee comes to a bend. Left leg drives forward, both elbows drive over to the right side. Inhale back to center, come back to the bend. Right leg drives forward, both elbows drive over to the left. Back to center, right knee bends. Left leg extends forward, both elbows drive over to the right side. Back to center, knee bends. Again, right leg forward, both elbows over. Keep lifting the chest here. See if you can lift a little bit higher than before. Back to center and release. Left leg forward, both elbows come up. Keep lifting here. Flex both feet. Keep lifting the chest, keep lifting the shoulders. Back to center and hug those knees into the chest. Good. From here, you're going to release the feet down onto the mat. You'll take your hands to either side of the mat, and then you'll just begin to walk the shoulder blades underneath the chest. Press down through the tops of the feet. Feel the shins moving towards the calves as you begin to lift the hips up. Feel the thighs moving towards the hamstrings as you lift the hips a little higher. Feel the belly engaged here as you take the arms and extend the arms up and over the head. This is a variation of Satubandha Sarvangasana. So keep feeling the belly drawing in. Keep feeling the shoulder blades moving down the spine as you lengthen the chest up towards the fingers. That's it. And as you exhale here, lower the chest on down and bring the hands back over the sides. Take the hands, interlace the hands to the sides of the mat. Once again, roll those shoulders under. Inhale, peel up the pelvis. So shins move to shins move to calves, thighs move to hamstrings. Feel the arms pressing on down. Maybe you could get even higher through the chest here. This time, interlace the fingers underneath the back. So walk the shoulders under, press down through the tops of the fingers. Again here,
you're going to feel that actually the calves are moving in towards the shins, even though the shins continue to press back into the calves. Feel the thighs pressing down. Feel the belly engaged. Feel the chest opening. As you exhale, lower those hips on down. Take the hands to the knees. Cross the left leg over the right leg and grab hold of the outer edges of the feet here. This is called Gomukhasana legs. As you take Gomukhasana legs, walk the hands down and breathe here. Continue to breathe into those hips. And just breathe into the chest. Good, and then from here, you're going to take your legs, you're going to cross your legs the other way, and then once again, you're going to flex the feet here. So see that the feet are flexed, see that the legs are engaged as you bring the knees slightly away from the hips. So you're holding onto the shins, you're driving the knees away from the body here as you continue to hold onto the shins. Good, as you exhale, hug the knees into the chest again. And then from here, you're going to take your knees and you're going to drive your knees over to the right side of the room and just let the knees float up off the floor. This is called Ardha Parivartanasana. The leg churning pose, stomach churning pose with the knees off the floor. You're going to come back to center here and take the other side of the pose. So exactly the same, just taking the other side of the pose. Good, and back to center again here. Now, hug those knees into the chest, squeeze them in. Begin to rock forwards and backwards until eventually you roll on up. Scoot the hips on back. Then take your blanket and place it right underneath your hips here. And as you place your blanket underneath your hips, you're going to come to a seated position, Dandasana, staff pose. Good. So as you sit in Dandasana, staff pose, let's start by taking our right leg, bring our right foot over the left thigh crease, and you're going to take Marichyasana C by taking your left hand and bringing it over your right thigh as you bring your right hand back behind you. This is called Marichyasana C pose. Keep flexing the left foot. Keep pressing down through the right foot. Allow the right thigh to draw down towards the left leg. Allow the left thigh to press down. And allow the right hip to draw down as you spin the chest open. All right, come back to center. We're going to take that right leg, extend it on forward. You're going to take the left knee to a bend. See that the left foot presses down. See that the right hand wraps around the left leg and then begin to twist. So the left hip draws down, left side of the chest lifts up, and just begin to twist the body here. Draw that left hip in. Revolve the chest, revolve the heart, revolve the sternum here. And then from here, come back to center. Take the right knee, bring it back to a bent position. Bring the right foot over to the right thigh. Take your hand, bring your hand around the left leg and begin to extend your chest on forward as you come into Janu Shirshasana's pose. Janu Shirshasana, let the right knee release down to the mat. Let the right hip release. The right outer hip is drawing towards the left foot, believe it or not. The left hip is drawing back away from the foot. So you're continuing to revolve, in a sense, the right side of the chest towards the left foot as you draw the shoulder blades down the spine. The shoulder blades are moving away from the ears. And then you'll take that strap, you'll remove it. You're going to take the other side. I'd recommend using a blanket here for the knee if the knee is lifted. If not, it's fine. You can just place the knee on the ground. And then from here, as you feel ready, taking your strap, placing it over the right foot. Gliding both sides of the chest forward, pressing down through the left thigh, pressing down through the right thigh. Breathing here.
Continuing to lengthen through the chest, the heart, the sternum. And continue to revolve the left side of your chest to the right side of the limb. All right, let's release. You're going to take both your feet. You're going to bring both of your feet into that strap. You'll extend both of your legs forward. Lift the chest, lift the heart, and just hinge at those hips as you lean forward. So begin to lift the chest here and just breathe. Let the shoulder blades move down the back body. Continue to breathe as you lengthen the front of your chest all the way towards the feet. So the shins are drawing down. Actually, the calves are lifting slightly as the thighs are drawing down. So you can feel that action happening. It's very mild. It's very subtle. You're lengthening through the side ribs. And then you'll come back up. You'll place this blanket on the side. You'll place the strap over to the side. You'll scoot on forward. Release the head down on your blanket. If you don't have a blanket, it's fine. Just release your head down on the floor. Take your buttocks, move your buttocks away from the heels. Move your buttocks towards the heels, and then release the arms out to the side. So this is called Shavasana pose. Shavasana is final resting pose. You're going to roll the shoulders under, you're going to let the legs spread apart, and you breathe here.
Now bring the knees to a bent position. Roll the body onto your side. Press down through your top palm. Inhale, lift the chest up. And find your way back into a seated position here. Find your way into cross legs. Bring your hands to the center chest. And as you exhale, release the chin towards the chest. Lifting the head, opening the eyes. Namaste, yogis. So thank you guys so much. I hope that you guys have a wonderful day. We still have a couple more practices left today. 12 o'clock, have a really nice Ustrasana practice. Have a wellness practice at 3 o'clock. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the practices. Have a wonderful rest of your day, guys. If you stick around just for a moment or so, do my usual closing. Okay, so thank you guys once again. This was our Vinyasa Flow All Levels practice. Happens every single day at 9 a.m. So hopefully you guys can join us for one of these days. Hopefully you guys can join us for practice. If you're watching on Facebook, please find your, if you're watching on YouTube, please find your way to Facebook. All these videos are streaming live on Facebook. On YouTube, I just upload the videos after the fact. If you don't already subscribe to my channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please hit the thumbs up sign to my Facebook channel. Facebook is at Yoga with Jason G. It's at Yoga with Jason G. So you can find me there. Yes, I hope that you guys all have a beautiful rest of your day. Be well, be happy, my friends. Namaste. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day. Bye, guys.